Hey, this is WhyBeAre with BeamNG.drive version 0.6.1.0.2748, aka version 0.6.1, and we're going to go over what that update adds. So to do that, let's just go ahead and load up Jungle Rock Island. The first thing we're going to be taking a look at is the new prop, the wood planks, and we have two options here. We have a 2100 kilogram one and a 1400 kilogram one. We're going to start with the 1400 because it can kind of fit this in the bed of a pickup truck, and I say kind of because it's just a little bit too big for it to really properly fit, but you can sort of shove it in there. So I'm going to grab a pretty heavy-duty version of the truck because that's a lot of weight to it. So you need a pretty heavy-duty truck to fit the weight in. And I'm spawning the truck next to the plank for a very specific reason. If I try to put it in this one, you see how they're not lined up, but that one is? Makes it a lot easier to teleport it in. So now we're just going to go ahead and take the wood planks and just teleport them right into the bed of the truck like so. Alright, that looks pretty good because as I said, it won't fit in the actual bed of the truck, but that's as best as you'll probably get with that. We could try to maybe make it fit. It might actually technically fit if we wiggle it back. Nah, it's too long. It's just a tad too long. You see, right there, it almost makes it. Maybe it'll jiggle in. I don't know. I thought it was just a tad too long, but maybe not. Oh, it's starting to tip out. Starting to tip out on me. Get into that truck. Get into the truck. There we go. It actually fits. Well, sort of. You see, it does kind of glitch through that front part of the truck bed right there. But we got it in there, which is all I cared. Oh my goodness, that's actually enough to slow this down. I figured D35, big old truck, it wouldn't even slow down on this hill. But yeah, that's still 1,400 kilograms, I guess. That's a lot of weight. I mean, it doesn't look like much, but it's pretty dense. But either way, we still got enough truck to make it up these hills, no problem. Do we have enough truck to fall off the hill at a high rate of speed? You know it. Check this fall out. We're going to hit the tree, so it's going to be kind of slow, actually, huh? Yeah, it was. Oh, well. See, I returned the wood back to its natural environment. That's what my goal was that whole time, secretly. All right, now we're going to try to just drop the planks of wood right onto the truck. That's how you put in you're putting the wood for delivery. Did a pretty good amount of damage to it. We could still drive that around if we really wanted to for some reason. Yep, no problem. Well, a little bit of problem because it's going to tip out pretty easy, it looks like. Aside from that, no problem. That red interior. It's so weird to me to have a red interior on a white vehicle, but it actually kind of looks good. And it's just weird to me because I don't ever really see cars, period, with red interiors. Now that I think about it, they're just not very commonly purchased. My first car had a red interior. What am I talking about? Well, that was in the 80s, though. That's way different. I mean, modern cars with red interiors aren't very common. All right, let's go ahead and tip this thing out. We're going to go around this corner. We're going to tip it out right here. Come on, tip. Tip. Not the truck, the wood. There we go. Lost the load and then lost the truck. Perfect. All right, so that's the new wood plank. The next thing we're going to be taking a look at is the new skins for the Bishu Miramar, which are available on the race version by default. So they're all very, very similar. The difference is just what color. So you have this one, then you have this one, and then you have that one. Same exact skin, but different color options. The next car we're going to be looking at is the Barstow. And for the Barstow, there's now a wheelie bar available, which makes the most sense on the drag version. And before, I used to differentiate the drag Moonhawk and the drag Barstow whether or not it had a wheelie bar. Now that they both have it, they're even more similar and even harder to decide which one to use. And we're going to try to make this thing do its job, but it's kind of hard to do it in the middle of the forest like this. But let's see if we can do something like with manual mode. So we go reverse. Yeah, there we go. We hit that wheelie bar. Right there, it hit it. And then we hit the tree. And then we were upside down. And then we were right side up. And we still couldn't drive, though. Well, actually, we kind of can, but not exactly, because only one wheel's on the ground, really. Oh, wait, we can kind of free ourselves, but nah, not happening. Next, we have a change to the ETK I-Series. The first thing we're going to look at is the new skin available on the rally version of the car. So go ahead and spawn that up, and then a quick pan of that. So it's the Dryad skin, if that's how you pronounce it. I genuinely have no idea. You got some other sponsors like OilX, Gripball, Nomi, eShock, and then we got the name of the driver, which I am not even going to attempt to pronounce. I could slam my face on the keyboard and get a name that looks just like that. In addition to that, though, this car now has an oil cooler available for it, And the tow hitch position has been improved so it doesn't interfere with some of the exhaust like it did before. The rally struts have been improved, and then just the texturing or on the vehicle in general has been improved as well. So next up, we're going to be taking a look at the changes to the SBR4. One of the cool things about that, there's a new version, the hill climb version, which is a lot like the hill climb versions on all the other vehicles, where it's basically the fastest one you can get in terms of stock performance. Go a little slow at first, and whoa, that thing kind of churned in and got grabbed by the bush. Okay, here we go. And in addition to this, there were some changes to the suspension damping and the front brake meshes to make them deform a little more properly. And I'm actually scared to drive this, to be honest with you. I'm going super slow just because I don't want it to crash here. Driving like a wimp, I know. Here we go, we're going to floor it. We're going to floor it, and then we got to slam on these brakes, which are pretty good brakes, actually. We came to a stop a bit faster than I expected, even for this car. And here's the wood planks. I forgot I left those on the ground. Oh, man, they almost made me crash into the trees. That was dumb of me to just leave those there. Who would do such a thing? WhyBeAre would. Yeah, that's right, he would. Go, go, go. We're going to floor it and then crash. And now you can't see all the new fancy bits. I should have showed you those off a little in detail, then crashed it. So the fancy bits. First, we have the big wing that replaces the one that would normally go up and down all on its own automatically. And this one's just totally mounted in place permanently. The back is actually the same as far as I can remember, but on the side we have some new fender flares that give you even wider tires than you could have before on both the front and the rear. And then we also have this giant thing on the front right there, which you always see on kind of hill climb cars, which looks so absurd every time, but it's all about the function. It doesn't matter how stupid it looks as long as it works. That's the way they look at that. Next up is a small change to the H45 Vanster ambulance version. And I do mean a small change. Now the ambulance has a license plate. Before it didn't have a license plate. Now it does. That's all. And then there's been some improvements to the rocks and the hay bale so they spawn a little bit more reliably. The dry van trailer, when you raise it up, it actually will raise a little bit higher than before. And the only way you'll notice that is if you actually do a side-by-side comparison. But what I mean by that is when it's like sitting like that, it now goes up a little bit higher. And then, of course, when it actually goes down, when you have something on it, it'll lower. And then the replay system has been improved a lot. And you know that glitch I showed you before where it just spazzed out in the 0.6.0 update? Now that happens less often. You can still make it happen, but it happens less often. Now, here's a cool change to the AI control. And to show this off, I should probably just clean up all the vehicles, and then I'll give the AI a pretty cool vehicle to drive. So how about I'll let them drive the hill climb version of the SBR4. That sounds like a smart plan. Get to watch them crash it, not me. We do that, and then we're going to go to the app screen. And I believe you don't have to have advanced options on anymore to open this screen. And I think there might have been a little bit of change with the way this is laid out. Because before you used to have a search bar on the top. Now it's over on the side. And then you have all these little option things. Might have been in the 0.6 update and I didn't notice it. But either way, that's something new. So anyways, with the AI control app, you now have the ability to tell them if they to go a very specific speed limit. So right now you say random. They're going to go as fast as they think they can go. But you could tell them to just maintain, 40 miles per hour through every corner no matter what. And you can't seem to type into this for some reason. You have to actually just use the arrows. But you say, no matter what, I want you going 40 miles per hour. And they'll do that, basically. Like, even if the corner is kind of one they should slow down for, they'll still go 40 miles per hour into it and crash. And we'll see that happen pretty soon, probably. We'll increase it to 45 just to make sure they crash. It'll probably be that one where there's a cliff and they'll fall off the cliff right after the bridge. But there's two modes here. There's that mode where it just makes them go that speed no matter what. And then there's one that tells them this is the max speed to go. So if like they were driving realistically and following the speed limit, they wouldn't go faster than that speed. So right there, they could not make it. So then they crashed. But let's say, for example, through here, the speed limit's only 30 miles per hour. So now they'll actually slow down for the corner still, but they'll never go faster than 30 miles per hour on the straight lines, like right here. And that's the biggest change to the AI that I can talk about. Like, this thing looks really different, but it's just kind of because it was stretched out to be different dimensions. And lastly, we have a new scenario which we're going to be taking a look at that is called Downhill Rally, which uses the new skin I was talking about on the I-Series. So let's go and load that up. Start from the top of the mountain and reach the bottom in a race against the clock. Good luck. So the nice thing about races against clocks is I'm really racing nothing at all because all I care about is finishing. And that's it. And this scenario starts off very similar to a scenario I did before that was a mod, so it's kind of funny, but it starts with this exact same road, but instead of having a right turn at the very start, you just start a little bit back on the road we turned onto. And then we drive along this road for a little bit just like that one. But here's where it changes. On the modded one, we went straight. This one, we're actually going to go 180 degrees and go down the dirt road, which is why they gave you the rally version of the I-Series. Because we're going to actually be doing some rallying, and a lot of it's downhill, but there are some uphills because, you know, it's really hard to find a road that's entirely downhill. Shortcut! Shortcut! Oh yeah, WhyBeAre so cool. Cheating the course like that, huh? No. That's how you get a 10-second penalty in real rallying, or maybe even more. You're going to get penalized for that. I guarantee you that. Not like it was an accidental spin out that was saved or something where it's like, oh, I have sympathy for you. That's just cutting the corner. It's like, WhyBeAre is so cool, he cut that corner. No. WhyBeAre is a jerk. See, I was going to say something more vulgar, then I'm like, oh yeah, I stopped doing that years ago. Gotta figure out a different word. So I'm thinking, jerk. Now somebody out there is going to be like, oh, WhyBeAre said jerk. I'm unsubscribing. How dare he say that? And now that I've said that, 10 people are going to say that because people are unoriginal. And now that I've said that, those 10 people are all like, my slaves, they do whatever I say. Ha ha ha. See, now nobody's going to say it because nobody wants to say that they said that because WhyBeAre said that, because that's just weird. You're like, you're doing everything WhyBeAre says? Well, fine. Give WhyBeAre $20. WhyBeAre likes money. Money's nice. With $20, I'll buy a, well, there's not much I can actually buy for $20 that I want, because most of that stuff I've already bought. Things that I want are a little bit more expensive. Like, one thing I really want to buy eventually is a nice Zelios keyboard. I haven't had a Zelios before, but I really want one just cause. Yes, I had 3 keyboards already, but I want more. More keyboards. It's an addiction. Hey, at least it's not as much as my bowling balls. I have like legitimately over 20, almost 30 bowling balls, I'm pretty sure. I genuinely lost count. I have so many bowling balls. It's that bad. And, you know, the hard part is like half of them are laid out in weird layouts that I don't actually use anymore, and I don't like having balls that are drilled twice just because I'm weird like that. Because my local pro shop charges so much to re-drill them. It's like, you know, I'll just buy a new ball and get to see what the new ball's like. It's also like being able to say, you know, people always ask me, hey, WhyBeAre, you know, what you think of that ball? What you think of this ball in real life? You know, they don't say WhyBeAre because they don't know me as WhyBeAre. They know me as Ryan. But, you know, they always ask me, and I'm always telling them and stuff, saying you should get this ball, that kind of stuff. And I like to be able to know how all the new balls perform. So buying so many bowling balls is crazy. And then I just have piles of bowling balls all over my house. Like, there's literally a pile of bowling balls. Maybe I'll post a picture of it someday because it's absurd. There's just a big pile. And those are the ones I don't use. The ones I do use don't go in the pile. They get to go in my bag. And I only carry 6 to league every time. Got a teammate, he carries like 10 to league every time. It's like, everybody, we all tease him. It's like, I carry 6, but you got 10? Come on, bro. What you doing? 10 bowling balls? Are you serious? See, our team name, I swear, we gonna change our team name. We gonna be Tripping Hazard because we got so many bowling balls. It's absurd. Like, my whole team, we got the elites, you know, the people who have too many damn bowling balls though, but we all at least good with them. And why am I so off topic right here? Because I don't have too much to say about this road. I mean, it's a road I've driven a few times before in sections, and it kind of just speaks for itself. It's a solid road to drive on, and nothing really to say. It doesn't stand out, and nothing about it really stands out in particular. There's a couple of corners here and there I've learned to watch out for, but aside from that, just a nice relaxing drive the way I'm treating it. You know, I'm not trying to nail every apex. I'm not talking about, oh, I could have gotten 10th of a second faster through there or something. I'm just cruising, making sure I don't crash in anything. As long as I do that, I should finish it in under 5 minutes, and I'm pretty happy with that. And somebody just shot off a firework next to me, and it made me jump. Well, not next to me, but it was outside somewhere. Probably didn't pick up on my microphone because I got a pretty good microphone about not picking up outside noises, but still. Made me jump. How dare they? Again, super off topic. Kind of like with the update video, you know, I'm very, very on topic, right? And then I run out of things to say, but I still have to drive. So it's like, what are we going to talk about? Whatever comes to your mind. It's like how I used to do live streams back in the day. That's how live streams used to go, except people would be talking back to me. That one, I'm just rambling on and on and on. There's my train of thoughts, and there's the end. So, that'll do it. Till next time, this has been WhyBeAre. And you notice this screen is a little bit different. I don't know when that was actually implemented. It might have been in the last update. It might have been this one. I looked through the changelog and it legitimately didn't say. But it's kind of interesting how it does that. And then it tells you, compared to the best time you did, what is it? Unfortunately, it doesn't actually tell you what your best time was. But I know my last one was a little bit better. Or maybe it's a little bit worse. I don't know if the percentage is like, it was 92% of the time, so it's actually 8% faster. Or if I was 8% slower or what. Anyways, that'll do it. Till next time, this has been WhyBeAre. I'll see ya.